So we're back for another tier list, and it is Icons Wingers. So let's jump straight into it. And the one thing that's really surprising after the 2 weeks we've had so far with the Galazzo promo, we've only actually got one card. We have Jairzinho. Jairzinho only has 3 different cards. He has the base, he has the Centurion, and then he does have the lovely Galazzo. So with him in himself, to be honest, he's currently coming in at 2.7 million. He's 94 rated and he's got the quick step into the technical plus. I'm not a big fan of it personally, but it still works and it's still a very, very good card. Now, if you do need coins, I have a place for you right now. So if you're looking to improve your team, make sure you're heading over to lootbar.gg. They are the best and most reliable coin service you can find. Also with the best 24-hour manual customer service that you physically cannot find anywhere else. But before finishing on lootbar.gg, make sure you are using the code JT11, 8% off your first ever transaction and then 5% off every time after that. Once you've gone through the payment, you'll be able to get your coins within the next 24 hours, absolutely guaranteed. Also with the code, you'll be able to get 5% more coins on every transaction. Make sure you do click the link either in the description or down in the comment section below. So make sure you check out the description with that advert. So let's go into Jairzinho then. Where does he actually fit in? I think with the 94, it's a pretty respectable one, to be honest. He is still absolutely incredible, regardless of the playstyle pluses. It isn't my favorite, I'm not going to lie. I feel like they definitely, not necessarily downgraded the card, but they definitely dropped the ball on him personally. I just think they could have done better. When it comes to the other two then, we've got the 90 and we've got the 89. So obviously with this sort of card, we're looking at the 90 version as the Centurions. That one does have the Rapid Plus. Big fan of the Rapid Plus. Never going to slate that one whatsoever. And the base has the Rapid Plus. Now, there is a massive price distinction between them. Like we saw with the Galazzo is 2.4, which is pretty respectable to say how much the Galazzo promo actually is worth. Like, you have got about 5 or 6 different icons, literally like 100k and below. It's nuts to see. So to say that he's still at 2.4 with all of them packs, it's pretty decent. I would personally go the 90 in the S+, and I'd argue between the 89, to be fair, still staying in the 89, still staying in the S. I think with the Rapid Plus, it's my personal favourite. Obviously, it's my opinion. I want to know yours, so make sure you do leave a comment. If there's somebody that you think should be up a tier or down a tier, make sure you leave it in the comments. It's not a negative thing. If you prefer someone, you could really like the Thunderstruck Figo, and I could think he is literally not worth a penny. It is all down to your opinion. That is the beauty of it. If we then swiftly move on to a Brut Trueno. Why can't I say that anymore? Brut Trueno. I'm sure I'm saying that right. But he has got the 90 rated card that for the longest time I thought was an SBC. I don't know why. I just assumed he was an SBC. Currently coming in at 275. He has again got the Quick Step Plus. Very good upgrade from obviously his previous version. He then had a 4-star, 5-star, and since then has got another striker. I've only gone with this card as the left wing, as a winger option, because he can be a winger. For instance, like Lineker, like Ian Wright, like Owen. We're not putting all of their versions in, as this is the specific winger. The only ones that I've kind of put in that are not necessarily a winger is Rivaldo and also Ronaldinho, because all of their other cards are based at a left wing. So when we look at Butra, I would probably still go into the S with him. I still think it's a fantastic card. The 4-star, 5-star. The shooting, you can just go ahead and whack a hunter, whack a finisher, whatever you need. It will be at that level for a winger / striker, and it will absolutely work. We then have the others, like I mentioned. We have a Lineker, we have an Owen, we have an Ian Wright, and a Hugo Sanchez. I think they were the only ones in the winter wildcard that managed to. We can see Ribery over there. Yeah, I think that's about right. So Ian Wright was obviously an SBC. He was coming in, and I'm pretty sure when the time was out, he was about anywhere between 600 to 800. Currently 611 with the market on a little bit of the low end. So he could have been about 650 to 750, give or take. I thought it was a good card, a good upgrade again for him. He went from the 3-star, 4-star to a 5-star 5-star, 4-star, which is a massive upgrade in himself. Yeah, 5-star, 4-star. So that already put him in a decent spot. We got the quick step for him as well. We obviously had Lineker's had a beautiful upgrade with the 92, but even the Winter Wildcard was a little bit more pace, got himself the 4-4, which is nice. First Touch Plus was okay, but it's not really going to do too much. Owen, to be honest, he's still waiting for the upgrade. He didn't really get it. A 3-star, 4-star. He's got the Technical Plus, which is nice, a good amount of pace, but really, I'm not feeling it. Hugo is fantastic in every version. I don't know why, I just absolutely love Hugo in this game. It's a shame we haven't got a Luis Hernandez one either, like a nice upgrade, but Hugo in every version is a 4-4. He's got himself the Deadpool Plus, so not necessarily the biggest playstyle plus you want, but it definitely will do. If I was to go with the list, I think Owen would go kind of down here, Ian Wright and Hugo would stay in the A+. I would probably choose anybody that's going forward and everybody after in the S&S Plus over these two personally now. Not saying that they're a bad card, but it's just one of them. We then have David Beckham. So David Beckham's a funny one because I personally like him in a centre mid, especially the Future Star version. But we are going to base him on a right mid, right wing because that is the proper thing to do. And to be honest, the base version nowadays is literal garbage. Like, genuinely, he's coming in at 66,000 coins. He was a 724,000 SBC. He's now 66. It does show you the progression of what icons actually can have, and this one just isn't it. A free, just nothing. Now, in terms of the Future Stars, we're looking pretty decent. I still think that is a cracking card regardless. Whipped pass, Deadpool Plus, obviously. Great pace increase. He's just got a nice balance across everything. So if I was looking at these two, even as a winger, I think Beckham will still play the field. He definitely is better in that centre mid cam role. Much more preferred than the right wing, which he can do because he has got a secondary position of a centre mid. But the 88 is literal rubbish. Nedved. Now, Nedved's a funny one because every year he's normally standard as ever, a decent card. It may not be number one on the list, but he's decent at the minimum. This year's totally different, genuinely totally different. We've obviously got him at 61,500 for the 90 and 66,500 for the 88. If you are new to the game and you think, okay, why are the values, why is that one higher? That is the lowest rate or lowest price that you could make an icon. Their discard value is that price. So you can't physically make them any lower. With the campaign, Winter Wildcard, Thunderstruck, Team of the Year, they have a discard value of about 10,500, meaning you could technically get to the point where an icon is 12,000. There'd have to be the rating, as there's a minimum rating floor as well. So if he's a 90, he would only be the lowest 90 you could get. There's no way that if all 90s are 50k and you've got this guy coming in at 30, his price would just go up to 50 naturally because everyone would buy him to put him into an SBC. Just extra little bit of knowledge. But this version of the 90 has got the Rapid Plus, 4-star, 5-star. It's a nice upgrade for him, but to be honest, I just don't think he really did anything. So if I was going for this, I'd just stick it like this, to be honest. Now a card that normally does a U-turn pretty much around this point as well. We have got Pires. He's got his base, he's got his Thunderstruck, and he's got two different versions of an Ultimate Birthday. One with a 5-4 and one with a 4-5. Depending on where you're going to play him, the 5-4 is normally a pretty good kind of standpoint for a winger, having that extra kind of bonus for sort of agility, balance with obviously the skill moves is always nice. But a weak foot is always pretty good as well. So it depends on your value for it. When we look between the lines of them, you've obviously got 66,000 for the 87, 43,000 for the Thunderstruck, and I'm pretty sure the Ultimate Birthday is coming in low as well. 103,000 and 105,000. So we're looking pretty much across the board a normal upgrade of him. He's got an 87, 89, 90. With obviously this, you got the 5-4s. You've got obviously the 4-4s for the Thunderstruck, but he does have the Finesse Shot. And then obviously for the 87, he had Finesse Shot as well. And he is a 4-4 also. So we mainly got the... I don't even know what the double playstyle plus was. What was it? Oh, we got the Trickster. So, to be honest, not really that much of a difference, to be fair. Base version and Thunderstruck, I would say, would go down here, personally. And I do think, with the upgrade from the 90, he's got a bit of an upgrade, mainly on that dribbling and also the shooting. I think he could potentially be pushed up one, just for pure pace of him. He doesn't look like he should be the quickest card. 92 is still very good. But it just doesn't feel like he should be rapid. And I must admit, if they whacked a rapid plus on him, he would be lightning down that wing. So I'm going to give him benefit of the doubt. I think the other two versions are done. But this version, newer version, the progression's nice. I'm going to throw him a bone a little bit. We then have Figo. Two versions of him at the moment. I'm waiting for a monster upgrade for him. He is calling out for it. We've obviously got the 69,500 version and the 191,000 version. We've obviously got the technical on one and the technical on the other. Both of them are the 4-star, so it's only really stats, which is just a single upgrade as well, because naturally he didn't get the lovely upgrade from the Thunderstruck. I don't know what team he actually was with. I don't know if they chose a Portuguese team or they did choose someone like Real Madrid. I can't remember which one he was. It was a long time ago. Now, in terms of Figo, I think it's a pretty standard one for him. I, again, very much like him as a cam. I think he works really well in them kind of tighter spots. He's 5'11". He's got the decent pace, but I feel like he needs that little bit extra. And with the technical, it's not my fan favourite. I do think he could be better off with a double now. We've just not had that progression with him. Now, the progression we have had with somebody, and it's every year now. Ever since we got the campaign, he is the perfect. And I've just realised that we technically haven't put in the lower versions of him, but that's fine because it's Rivaldo. We have a 90, we have a 91, and then we also have the 92. Technically, he does have an 89 as well with the Dynasties Junior. Let's have a day off because that isn't worth mentioning in the slightest. It's B+, it always will be. Now, in terms of the base, that obviously is going to be B+ for one reason, and that is a 2-star weak foot. It's not good enough. It was never good enough. That's unfortunate what always held Rivaldo back. His moments finally, once we got prime moments, finally given him a little bit of lease of life. Now we got the campaigns, we can see a decent upgrade for him. So obviously from this, we got the 91 into the Dynasties, and that didn't spell his name right either. That one obviously got the upgrade for a 4-4. Fantastic. It's what everybody wants. It makes him just that little bit better. 319,000 still on the market, which is nice. And he does have the ability to go into the Tricky Ricardo to get himself, obviously, a lovely 5-star. If you're obviously not wanting to do that, then fair enough. You can just keep him at a 91. A 4-4 is still fantastic. And then we went one up from that. We got himself a lovely 92, I think, Future Star? It was a Future Star. 4-star. He's got the finesse, he's got the power shot and the flare playstyle plus. He had a decent upgrade from the base, which is always nice. And I think if we compare between the two versions, as for some reason still, they do not get the line of kind of the campaign upgrades for icons. So they sometimes bug out. But when we look at the difference, we've got 2 pace, 1 shooting, 2 passing, 2 dribbling. Don't care about the defending, and then a 1 physical upgrade. So a decent upgrade nonetheless. It's a shame that he didn't get the 5-5 or the 5-4 upgrade at the least, but he did get the Flare Plus, which is going to add some value. Now, both cards are very similar in price. I would personally go something like that. Again, very similar, just the progression up. It's kind of what EA want. Some cards do sit side by side, but I do think with Rivaldo, he got better and better. I like the 91 still, but I just don't think he at this point is that good. Whereas the Cam version is a left wing as well, is much, much better. We have John Barnes, unfortunately, is going to just rock on the bottom. It's a shame for him because he did get a centre forward in the Winter Wildcard at 89, but it's just not that good, to be honest. I think now it's just not the one you want. But then we have some big boys. We have Garrincha, we have Georgie Best, Ronaldinho, and Ribery. It's a pretty obvious kind of list, to be honest. I think Ribery was an easy A+ regardless. He is just absolutely perfect. But I would say with the team of the year, he has got his SBC out. I don't know what I'm getting the feeling of him. I don't think he's hit that peak yet. He needs another upgrade to really take his card to the next level. We need a Footies Ribery really to put him into that 95, 96. He's just an S in my opinion at the moment. When it comes to Garrincha, he obviously has 2 versions himself. Really like the Winter Wildcard. And I'd say the 92 is dropped down to an S now. I've got him. I've even benched him at this point. I don't think he's quite the S+ that I got many months ago, and that's kind of the point. Georgie Best is very similar, but the team of the year again isn't that it, to be honest. I really think he took an absolute swan dive. So did the 90, so I would go very similar to what Ribery did. And then we have the King of the Kings. Now, when it comes to Ronaldinho, he does have an SBC for his 93. I don't know why they didn't just give us the 94. I just kind of think that would have been the better progression. He again didn't get the upgrade from the 94, well, from the 94 to the 95 because they didn't win their matches, unfortunately. He got the quick step, which is nice, over the trickster. Then he got himself a lovely upgrade again without a 5-star, 5-star. Give me a 5-5 Ronaldinho. That is what we want. He got the trickster and the quick step together. Play star pluses, they've really nerfed him, but it's Ronaldinho. He is a magician beyond all magicians. I would say the list would kind of go like that. As much as I love Ronaldinho and would love to put him up the top, the 93 now is at a point where you have got cards that are better. I would definitely choose a Galazzo Jarzinho over him if it came to it. Now you've got an SBC, I've completed it. He's good, but it's just nostalgic. So that's going to be my list. That is the wingers. Let me know down below if you agree, disagree, anyone wants to change, and hopefully we get a new batch of icons during Team of the Season or straight after, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.